Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Real Talk with Papa Moon. And you guessed it, I'm your host, Papa Moon. On today's episode, I have a lifelong friend. He's a builder, carpenter. He's a father, a grandfather. He's a Christian. And things he probably don't think I'm going to say. He's a runner and a biker. Um, well, he is. My good friend Lewis Wenner. Lewis, welcome in.
I want to break the ice with a
Let's
story.
go.
Okay.
Let's start it.
This is the best way to start it. Okay. I tell a lot of my friends the best bet I've ever made in my life was with you.
I know.
And
I already
we
know.
were talking. Your son needs to know about this.
Absolutely.
We were talking about movies, and you had brought up the ending of a movie, and you said the name of the movie, and I go, no, that's not the movie, and you go, oh yeah, it certainly is. I'm like, Jerry, no, that ending you're talking about is from this movie. No, no, no. I'm like, all right, let's make a bet. You remember this?
I don't remember the movie though.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, what the prize of the bet was? The loser had to wear 5 layers of clothes, 5 socks, 5 pair of pants, and 5 shirts.
Yes.
And of course, I was 100%. I knew I was right, but I'm like, this is going to be the best. And you lost the bet. We watched the movie together, if you remember that. We watched it together. And so, of course, I won the bet. And then the next day, you came to, and you looked like the guy in Christmas Story, the kid. It looked like a tick ready to birth. And oh my gosh, it was so funny. And by lunchtime, you were begging me to take off 1 or 2 layers, and I did it.
Oh, this where we
I
went to
let
get
you.
it
I
done.
let you take off a couple layers.
This is when we were at the grocery store, right?
We were at the grocery
Oh,
store with
oh,
Paul Bacha.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I know I was begging to take it off because
Ooh,
we used
and
to
you
hustle
were
in
you
there.
were a porter,
I was
so
moving.
you were mopping and brooming and walking, and I did
Yes.
feel sorry for you, but oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I couldn't wait to get to work that day.
100%. Oh, we had a lot of good times.
Yeah,
That was a good job.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
I use those skills now because I was a porter too. I think after you left, they made me porter for maybe a year. So I even do some of that now at the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just um, yeah, that's really one of my funnest jobs. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed
yeah.
it.
Night crew is
Had
a
a good
lot.
time.
Night crew is a lot of fun. It's tough on you. I think mentally, it was uh, instead of going to bed, you're going to work, and then you're off at 7 o'clock.
Everybody's
And what's nice is everyone else is going to work, right? You never hit any traffic, and you go to bed. And man, I was working and I was sleeping until 11 and noon. So but you got so much more stuff done. But I would never go back to night crew.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
because it takes a toll on your body. It's for young people.
I did 18 years on the job I'm at now.
Wow,
18
18
years
years
on
night
nights.
crew.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I did it, because of being a parent.
Yeah,
Getting the kids to school. Whatever worked out better. But
yeah. So you said I was a runner. You said I was a
what?
carpenter.
Yeah, you
Oh
wear many hats.
man, yeah. But all of that changed January 8th of last year. Flipping out of my truck, and I may not have told you, but that I fell out of the truck, ruptured my patella tendon.
That's right.
That was put together with cable and anchors drilled through the knee bone or the kneecap, that is. And halfway through physical therapy, the tendon was feeling great, but then all of a sudden just got violent snapping and popping in my knee.
Wow.
And so just 2 weeks ago, we scheduled full knee replacement
Or just the one.
for January 30th. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So one slip of 1 foot toward the PCL, ruptured the tendon. It shattered the meniscus in between there, and so it could be a 2-year injury. I mean, one slip, but yeah, I mean, just
When did you have the
awful.
last surgery? When you had the first surgery last year?
Yeah, January 13th was to
1 year
repair the
later.
tendon. Yeah, yeah. So no more running. They said, my surgeon said, every surgeon is going to tell you, do not run on my implant because you're going to ruin it, and I'll be back every 5 years. So the biking though, really excited that they want me to bike as much as I want. So we had a biking trip from my house to DC planned for this June, but we're going to push that off to 2027.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's two of us guys that do it every 4 years. We did it in 2020, we did it in 2024, and we were going to do it in 2026 because one of the other guys that was supposed to do it had a heart attack.
Wow.
Now, if you saw him, you'd be shocked that he had a heart attack because he's actually in pretty decent shape. But Mike and I agreed that, okay, we're going to do that DC trip. It's a 7 day bike ride, 70 miles, 7 straight days. Okay. And Mike and I said, you know what? As much as we love that trip, all right, we've done it twice. Let's just do it one more time. But because Dale had a heart attack, we're going to move it to 2026 instead of 2028. And in 2028, we'll find somewhere else to go, Missouri, or we keep hearing about great trips. In Idaho, but I don't think we're going to go all the way to Idaho. So,
But you've done trips also to what, Cincinnati?
yeah, we do that every other year.
Okay.
So every other year we do a big trip, and then on the opposite, every other year we do from my house to Cincinnati, which is only a 3 day, 4 day, depends on which route you take.
What about Sandusky? Don't you just
No, we've never done Pedal to the Point.
Okay.
Which
okay.
is they don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really stinks that I can't run anymore. As you know, I started walking marathons. So I started in 2005.
Yes. Yes.
And I walked probably 55 full marathons, most of them in Ohio. Every year I've done the Cleveland Marathon. I've done the Flying Pig once. I've done the Canton Football Hall of Fame twice. I've done the Air Force Marathon a bunch of times. I've done the Columbus Marathon a bunch of times. But this year, 2025, is the first year that I won't do a full marathon. I did do the half marathon year.
Okay.
My doctor and my therapist that cleared me to do it, but they both warned me it's gonna hurt, and it did. I mean, they were right. There was no way I was gonna be able to complete a full marathon. But think about that. January 13th was surgery, and the marathon was May 18th, I think, and that's really not a whole lot of time
It
to
really
heal
isn't,
from
yeah.
a ruptured patella tendon. But I'm like, oh, I can't not participate in the Cleveland Marathon. It's in my backyard, so so I was really, really happy to at least do the half.
You've always been that guy that pushes through. You've always
Yeah, yeah.
back to our early days. Remember when you lived below me? I lived upstairs in the apartment. You and Della were downstairs. Me and Marianne were
Yep,
upstairs,
yep,
and you had the weights in the basement.
yeah,
And you used to be down there every day.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna join you. Yeah, I never did.
No,
Never did.
yeah, I enjoyed working out
Yeah.
until my elbows started giving me problems, and I'm like, all right, I need to. I just I'm the kind of guy. I love food, right? And I don't have the discipline to eat the right good food. I don't have the discipline to drink water. And these are things that I know I should be doing, but I don't have that kind. I have discipline to run. I have discipline to bike. I have that kind of discipline, but I don't have the right discipline to eat and drink the way I should because I just like food too much, right?
But you do one or the other.
Yeah, I just can't do both.
I think you do. You do. So I've got the eating down. I've done a lot better eating and drink. I drink a ton of water.
Hmm.
I just can't get the moving part down. I want to get the moving part down, and I think I'll be okay.
Kind of like a scale. I like to think of a scale. We're high on the scale on one side, but on the other side we're low. And like we
Right.
just finding the balance is kind of the right way, but
Yeah.
like I said, this is just going to be one of those unbelievable years where I went from general contracting and carpentry for 25, 30 years on those to now working for the city of Cleveland. I mean, and then of course the knee. But I'll tell you, I'll tell you this. I started looking for a job about a year ago now, because a lot of things happened in my personal life and my professional life where I said, As much as I love doing carpentry, my body was not keeping up with it. I mean, my body was hurting, and at the age of 57, I think I've been when I started doing carpentry, I loved it. I loved it because it kept me physical. It kept me active, and I knew that that was keeping me in shape.
Sure.
Okay. But then when the aches and the pains happen, and you wake up in the morning, and although I loved working with my hands, designing, building, I got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to work. And it was just because I knew by the time I got home, it was popping a leave and ibuprofen. So anyway, I started looking for a new job. Mark and Laura, my buddies, they helped me put together a resume. And it was such a daunting thing. 30 years self-employed.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go look for a boss, you know. So I went on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, and interviews and no's, rejection, you name it, this and that. All of a sudden, though, I had a feeling that after Christmas was over, and it makes sense. Thanksgiving to Christmas, like people aren't really, I did had a feeling that something was going to happen after Christmas.
Sure.
Sure enough, I got three companies interested in me, and because I felt like project management was the best. I've done commercial, I've done residential, and I'm thinking like this is going to be the best for me. Get with the company that does high-end remodeling, residential, and that's going to be it for me. So I got all of a sudden three companies were, like on board, and I interviewed with the company on January 3rd, and on Zoom, and then he was like, "Hey, won't you come on Monday? Love to meet with you." Sat with that guy. This was January 5th, Monday, January 5th, I believe the date is correct. And he was like, "Hey, why don't you do a ride along with my PM, my senior PM on Friday?" Well, Wednesday was the day of my accident.
Okay.
Okay. And so now I knew surgery was happening on the 13th. So I messaged that company and I'm like, hey, I had an accident and I'm in a foam brace, but is it okay to, oh yeah, that'd be fine. So I did that. I'm just gonna tell you, all of a sudden, man, after surgery, nobody was interested anymore, which makes
Wow.
sense. I
Sure. Sure.
mean, it makes sense. They knew I was gonna be in a leg brace for 3 months, you know. And then I won't go into the story about how I got the job with the city of Cleveland, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's the best move I've ever made. And I just thank God. I thank God that I even started looking for a job at 57 because I learned something. If I would have waited any longer,
Yeah.
I just think I would have, I don't know what I would have done. But I am convinced of this. God pushed me out of the back of that truck. I
There's
mean,
a
I'm
reason.
telling you,
There's a reason. Yeah.
because if I would have ended up with these companies that are profit driven,
Sure.
I think it would have drove me nuts, having to work with that kind of pressure and anxiety on my back. But the city of Cleveland, who's not driven by profit, it's driven by, with the department I'm a part of, it's not. It's the pressure isn't there. The pressure I apply it myself.
Sure.
And when I need to back off on that pressure, I back off on that pressure. And I know I kind of think it's the reason why they like me
Yeah.
after 3.5 months.
Good for you. That's all. It is a blessing.
Yeah.
I
He
think
pushed me out of the back of the truck. I know
it
it.
was meant to be. It was just meant to be.
He either tripped me or pushed me.
You're like, hey, the next time, can you make it not hurt as much?
Well, yeah, but he knew I could take the pain.
Yeah.
When I do marathons, okay, people ask me like, well, how? Why? Louis, I got my son Louis at the age of 18 to do a first full marathon.
Yeah.
And when we got to the end of it, he goes, I know you're crazy. Why? Why would you do? And I said to him, I go, what I love about doing marathons, and back then I was a walker. I was walking 6 hours, 26.2 miles.
Wow,
And
six
he goes,
hours.
how can you do that? 3 to 5 full marathons a year. And here's what I said. I told him, there's something about taking who you are at your very lowest. When you get to mile 14, 15, and 16, that's when you're at your worst. And that's when it's the most painful. And then 17 and 18. And you're getting to the true deep core of who you are. And how are you going to respond? How are you going to reply? How are you going to get out of it? Well, you're going to keep going, right? You're not going to quit because if you stop, there's nobody who's going to carry you across the line.
You're right in the
You
middle.
know,
Yeah.
so it's the what keeps me going is I know that if I keep putting one foot in front of the other, guess what? I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
There's an end to it, you know. And so even going through the surgery, as painful as it was, I knew that both my surgeon and the PA and my therapist said, "You're going to run again." Because when I was in pre-op, I said to my surgeon, he's like, "You have any questions?" And I go, "Am I going to be able to run again?" And he goes, "Absolutely." Well, of course, he didn't know about the damage to my cartilage.
How bad it was, yeah.
He didn't know how bad, and I don't blame him for not knowing that because a surgeon's job is to fix what they see is broken, and that was my tendon, you know. So that's how I do them, and then even my total knee replacement, they're giving me the option. Well, of course, I don't want to. Right now, I don't really have much of an issue walking on flat ground. It's when I go up and down stairs,
Okay.
you know, and I don't want to keep doing that. Everybody I talk to, I've talked to 5 people that have had TKR, and they're like, "Lou, get past the first month, and you're never gonna regret making that decision because
Okay.
it's like having a brand new knee."
So I couldn't imagine the pain you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I did half of what you did in
A
June.
half marathon?
No, half of the damage.
Oh,
No,
oh,
half a marathon. Hey, listen, you're dead. That's
yeah,
painful.
you fractured your
Yeah, I
kneecap.
fell
Yeah.
down and tore the tendon, just a tad. It
Okay,
it
you
wasn't
had a
complete tear.
patella tendon tear. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was painful. So I can imagine what you had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I fell out of the back of the van, and so like I said, I tore my PCL, which they said will heal. But I remember I can still hear the screech of my shoe.
Gosh,
And then the next thing I know, I'm on the ground.
wow.
I don't remember hitting the ground.
Oh, you went out.
I must have. And I don't remember pulling my pant leg up. But when I put together the timeline, I remember the screech. And then next thing I know, I'm looking at my kneecap and it's 3 inches too high. And I thought, okay, I've heard of like dislocating your kneecap, so maybe I dislocated it. Well, I pushed it and it just moved as far as I pushed it, and that's when I knew, like, all right, I totally ruptured the tendon, you know, and then the rest of yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, and then try not bending your knee for 3 months, 0 degree bend for 3 months. How long did you have to go through that kind of?
So I went a week in a straight one. I couldn't bend it.
Okay,
The following week, I went to the doctor and he gave me the one where you can adjust it.
okay,
So I had to sit in. I couldn't adjust it for 3 weeks after that.
okay,
So a month. So a
okay,
month. Then went back in, and then he gave me like 20% movement. Then
okay,
30. I got 10% every week
okay.
until I got up to
Oh, you
60%.
did 10%. Wow, that must be nice. I went from 0 for 6 weeks, and then 2 weeks at 30 degrees, and then 2 weeks at 60, and then 2 weeks at 90.
Okay.
And then they let me take it off once I got to the 120.
What a weird. What a weird feeling. You're almost like, you sure? You sure you want me to take this off?
Oh
'Cause
my
you're like,
gosh.
I'm like, I don't know.
Putting that on 30 they said 50.
Yeah.
And I go, "No, can we start at 30?" And they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, look, I want to bend the knee really bad, but I don't feel good about 50 degrees. So they put it at 30, and even that was, pretty rough,
Oh, I know. I
you
know.
know. And I had gone back to work already. Guess what? My project was third floor. Third floor renovation.
No elevators, huh?
No elevator. Yeah, but I did a lot more general contracting on that because I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do if I hadn't had the accident and I wasn't looking for a full-time job, I probably would have done every aspect of that job.
Yeah.
And it probably would have taken me 6 months, but anyway, I had to do a lot of general contracting.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's crazy. It's something I didn't know. I didn't know all that about.
Oh yeah.
I knew you heard it, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Um, So I just want to ask you a couple carpenter questions because I've
Okay.
seen some of your projects.
Hmm.
I've seen your work. Your work is crazy good. What made you want to be do that?
So
What type of work?
I took wood shop in high school for 2 years, and I tried to take it a third year. The school said, "No, you can't take 3 years of wood shop."
You're like,
So
what?
I know, but I was always the top student in, and I don't know why I took to wood shop so well. I don't know why I did so good at it. I don't know why I loved it so much. But I don't know, I just did. And then of course you went on through school. You and I met at the grocery store. I was in
The crockery store.
the grocery store. You're right. That was mine.
Yes, that's your.
The grocery store. So I got into management, but man, all of a sudden, I got to a point while I was in management that I joined my church, and for the church just got me to start thinking more about my future. And I don't know why. I remember in management they wanted me to work 3 Sundays a month. And so I was already thinking like, boy, is this the best move for me to be in grockery management? And then on top of that, they wanted me to work 3 Sundays a month. And I'm like, I don't like the sound of that. Like I want it to be devoted. You know me. When I'm gonna do something, I want to be the best at
You're
what
all
I
in.
do. So even as a Christian, I'm like, I want to be the best Christian. I don't think the best Christian goes to church 1 Sunday a month. So I talked to my buddy Tim Anderson. You
Yep.
might remember Tim
I'm not.
Anderson.
He lived in Lakewood.
Lives in Lakewood, still there.
Okay.
And he
Wow.
goes, I'm going to get you in touch with Len Roba. Len Roba does grocery. He works for a grocer. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Broker.
Okay.
Broker. So you might remember, I left the a grocery store retail. I left after I don't know 10 something years to be a broker, which meant that I represented Quaker and Heinz and Lipton. Man, oh man, if that job didn't pay so crappy, I'd probably still be there. I loved it. It
Okay.
was a great, fantastic job, but the pay was awful. I had Louie, I had Felicia, right? I had Louie at this point, and the money just wasn't there. And Della and I, we had remarried. I don't know, you know that Della and I divorced,
Yeah.
and then it was the church that got us back together. And we remarried, and then we had Louie. And I'm like, I can't raise a family on this kind of money.
Right. Absolutely.
So I was talking to a buddy at church. And I'm like, George, he was a headhunter. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's what they called him.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
George, you I can't keep doing what I'm doing with the money that they're paying me. And, can you help me find something? I've been doing management. I was a frozen food manager. I was a backpacker. Like, I didn't know what I was going to get from that or from George. But then my buddy Frank, who was a professional painter, overheard me talking to George. He's like, Lou, are you looking for a job? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I hear you do carpentry. Right now, Dell and I bought the house, and I was doing all my own work only because, Jerry, do you want to go by Papa Moon or Jerry?
No, come on.
I call you
How do
Jerry.
you know me, Jerry?
Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Papa Jerry Moon. Um, he goes, and so I was only doing carpentry not only because I loved it, but we couldn't afford to hire anybody.
This is
So
your free guys' first house,
our
correct?
first house
I
on
remember.
Lloyd Road in Cleveland,
Yep.
So after we moved out of your place, yeah, we bought that house. So after we moved out of the rental,
Downstairs, yeah.
so he knew that I was doing that carpentry. He knew I was doing that, and so he thought I was a carpenter. Somehow, for some reason, Frank thought I was a carpenter, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a pretty good carpenter. He goes, here's the name and number. Call this guy, and see if you can get. Well, what I didn't know about was that this guy Tom Coffin was offering $500 for referrals. So he gave my number. I went and met Tom
Yeah.
Coffin at a millionaire's estate in Cleveland Heights.
Okay.
Met with him there. Anyway, he hired me. And so Frank got a $500 referral bonus for that. which I didn't know about till afterwards. But I started
Hey,
doing carpentry.
Frank, he's still waiting for his cut.
What was that?
I said Frank, he's still waiting for his cut.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So I started doing. I'm talking high end,
Wow.
high end. This guy was a millionaire, almost a billionaire. This guy sold. I'm not gonna tell you his name. This guy sold his grandfather's pharmaceutical company for $900 million,
Wow.
and we were working in his house. So
Wow.
Coffin only did high end custom remodeling. So that's where I think after 2.5 years, I got my love for the like not just rental carpentry, but like homeowner high end residential carpentry is where I got that love. Uh, Tom was also a master electrician, and he knew I went to college for electrical engineering, so he had me do all of his electrical. Long story short, I left that company thinking I could do this on my own, and I kind of did.
Okay.
But when I started out, I wanted to own my own company like Tom did. Where you would have your office management, you would have your own accountant, and all of this. Well, what I found out in that first 5 years, and at this point, you and I really weren't doing a whole lot together, like talking or connecting. But at that point, I started realizing something. Roofers, sorry, don't take this personal. Most of them are awful. Most of your ciders are awful. Most of your they're like I when I started working with these other trades, trying to build my general contracting company, I realized that finding integrity in these trades is not easy.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I just said, look, I want to have my hands in everything, and I want to leave my clients with the best possible product that they can have. And I didn't want to introduce that kind of anxiety in my life where I'm having to worry about the roof. I'm having to worry about the electrical. You get
Yeah.
my point?
Well, your name's stamped on it.
Exactly right. Yeah, but most general contractors aren't like that. They aren't like me. So I just got into the habit of just basically, when I did find an electrician, I kept her, Beth Finley, Finley Electric in Lakewood. Awesome.
Shout out.
Shout out. She's great. But the thing is, I couldn't pull together a full
Team,
show,
like a
a
team. Yeah.
full team,
Yeah.
So I just said, you know what? I love carpentry. I love designing. I I love I love all of that so much. I'm just gonna keep doing what I love and try to keep the anxiety and so whenever I would find someone who wanted an addition built, I met with clients yesterday. Anyway, that's a long story. But anyway, um, we would just basically work together, you know, and they would find their own electrician. They didn't want Beth; they had their own. Like
Sure.
a lot of homeowners, they'd be like, "Oh, I know a roofer, or I know a drywall, or I know this," And so anyway, that's kind of how that all started, and
Okay.
and I love doing it, but
Yeah.
the body at 57.
No, 100%. I'm 50. I'll be 59 next year. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did not realize you were older than me.
Yeah. 68. I'm 69.
Oh my gosh.
No, wait.
Yeah, yeah. You were born in 69.
67. 7
No,
years.
yeah.
You're
You were born, yeah,
68.
so 1 year. What's your birthday?
May 5.
Okay.
May 8th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
May
So
8th.
you're a year and a couple months
Yeah.
older than me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if excluding the hammer, what is the most needed tool by a carpenter? I think that's always a cool one because it's funny because you send a carpenter all the hammer, he can't do his job.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, there are so many tools. But I think the one that would surprise people, because people uh listen, I'm going to say this. There are a lot of tools. There really
Sure.
isn't one, okay? I will say this though. You really do want to pay up for the higher quality tools. I'm not going to tell you what the bad tools are. I'm just going to tell you what the good tools are. DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita. Those are the brands of tools that I stay with.
Sure. Yeah, I
I've
get you.
tried the other brands, and when it comes down to precision and lifespan of a tool, durability of a tool, I mean DeWalt, Milwaukee and DeWalt, those are like the two big ones. But I'm going to tell you the tools that I stay away from.
Okay,
Okay.
real quick. All these that he's mentioned, I'm looking for sponsors. But go on.
Oh my God. I want a little bit of cut. I want some cha-ching from that. Okay. I stay away from stud finders.
Really?
Okay, and I knew that would surprise you
It is
because
surprising. It is.
people, people will buy it. Oh, if they know I need to find something in the wall or a stud. Oh, I used to get a lot of clients that would always try to impress upon me that I have that, I have that, I have like a carpenter is only going to use a ripper hammer, not a claw hammer. A claw hammer has the angle back.
Yes.
We don't use them.
See? I didn't
Don't
know
bring me a 1 pound hammer that is we use like a 3 pound ripper hammer where the back of it is almost sticking straight out. That's a ripper hammer. You turn around and you can demo with it, right? So anyway, here's my point. I use neodymium magnets, okay, to find my studs.
that. Okay.
Okay. They're high powered magnets. They're also called rare earth, which is what, okay, I was about to get political. I'm not going to go political. Some countries said that they were going to stop selling us rare magnets. Okay. They make neodymium. That's why your cell phone is so powerful. It has neodymium magnets in it.
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So I have a stack of neodymium magnets, and you put them on a wall, and you'll find even lath and plaster. Do you know what lath and plaster is? Old
The
houses.
old stuff.
Yes, it's the old stuff. They used brad nails to tap the lath onto the studs.
Okay.
A neodymium magnet will also find those brad nails. It'll find the smallest. They are so powerful.
Wow.
So yeah, people no throw the stud because a stud finder doesn't know the difference between a wood stud and let's say I don't know, maybe like foam insulation. Like there's so many things it's gonna do you wrong. Okay. So I don't ever use a stud finder. So neodymium magnets I've been using for many you in my truck that I used to hang tools from the sides of my truck. Because
What's
you
the
can stick a
magnets?
neodymium magnet on there that has a pull of 90 pounds. It's going to hold your hammer. It's going to hold so many different things. I would hang things from the ceiling.
Crazy.
Now, of course, they're more expensive, and only now does your home improvement, without saying their name, home improvement store, they drive me nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that I couldn't get as a carpenter, but you can get Halloween decorations. You can get Christmas trees. You can
Yes.
get. Wait a minute. I need hardy siding, house siding. Where can I get that? What aisle? Oh, we don't have that. Oh, but you have Halloween displays, and the whole. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yes.
say any names.
I know, but I know who you meant. I know who you meant. Hey,
Both of them.
It's okay. It's
Both,
okay.
both of them.
It's quite okay though.
Yeah.
It's quite okay. So here, let me see. Let me see here. Like I said, I wrote down some stuff that I didn't know about you. Maybe we'll try to touch on. Let me see if we can touch on one of these. Um. So what do you what's something you wish people would understand better about you? That's a tough question because I would not answer that. I'll be honest with you.
Man, you should have emailed me that one so I could think
Well,
about
we'll
it.
go back to it. Think about
Okay,
it. Just put
all right.
on here. Uh. So if you could rebuild your own self without tools, only wisdom. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I got an answer.
Would
for
you do that or not do that? Stay where you're at.
No. Okay. I don't know. I kind of think I know what you're asking, but let me tell you a regret. Is okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
This is your story.
Okay. Listen. And if there are people listening to this that are self-employed, okay, the biggest mistake as a self-employed, I did what I had to do to raise my family. Okay.
100%.
I did what I had to do to get us where we wanted to live, which is Lakewood. We love Lakewood. My son Louis bought a house 1 block away.
Wow.
Felicia bought a house 3 blocks away.
Good for you.
Okay, because we love Lakewood.
And
Okay.
yeah, and that's family's close. That's awesome.
And I love Cleveland. Okay. But of course, I'm not going to move to any and every neighborhood in Cleveland. Lakewood is just amazing. Okay. So anyway, I did what I had to do to make money. Okay. We started out, it was rough. Our first 10 years with me being self-employed was awfully rough because, when the holidays come, people don't want you working in their house, right? Not everybody,
Sure.
So yeah, we had some cold, long winters with no work, and if you're self-employed, you need to really start looking for a different line of work at around age 50. Now again, at 57, working for the city of Cleveland, that's God. That's God to me. That wasn't anything that I did. He did so many things in the year of 2025 that got me where I'm at today, and thank God for doing that. Because again, when after that surgery happened, and now nobody's calling, I was like, am I gonna have to really keep doing carpentry like for the rest of my life? And there's great parts about it, but there were the miserable parts. And that again, it was the toll that it took on my body. So, man, you start looking for something to get good at. Okay, um, luckily for me, I love computers. I love technology. Okay, I love Microsoft. Okay. And I would build data sheets and documents and auto formatting sheets out of Excel for various different endeavors in my life. I started up two little side businesses, and I won't go into what those are. They're still around, but they're not obviously my full time job. But when I told the city of Cleveland about these things, I think their ears perked up.
Wow.
And my supervisor, when I came on board, he was like, so tell me more about, this Microsoft Excel and all these things that I told him. And he was like, mm, we're going to use that. So I've been doing a little bit of that.
That's awesome.
But the regret is that I didn't put money away to save. Again, that discipline, not even just the discipline, it just was the fact that I probably wasn't charging enough, and able to I like to spend on my house. The nice thing is I paid 124 for my house, and when I go to sell it, I'm going to get in excess of 550. So I put money away kind of in my house.
Absolutely. It's an investment.
It's an investment. And the good thing is labor was cheap.
Yeah.
That was me.
I got you. I picked up on that.
Okay. Of course, I'm not doing the roofing.
Hey,
Paid to the roofer.
I tell you what, I did roofing for 2 weeks. You're right.
Those,
It's hard.
yeah,
That's hard work.
those people are special.
Yeah. You never lied there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
While you look at your list, let me remind you of
No, I'm just looking real quick, just to try to, because there's things that I'm like, wow. I mean, I was writing the questions down. I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know that about him, and I've known you forever.
Yeah. But what I loved about what you would always tell your friends about me, I think you'll get a kick out of this. Lou is the only guy that I would trust to take my wife out.
1,000,000%.
Remember that?
I get a phone call. I'm at work. I don't know where I'm working. I can't remember where I had so many jobs.
Alone.
Well, I get so many jobs. I guess I had so many jobs. I can't remember which one's that. I get a phone call. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, what's up, Mary? She goes, I'm going to the drive-in. I'm like, how are you going to the drive-ins? She goes, I'm going with Lou. I go, oh, okay.
Okay.
Be careful.
Because
I promise you, and I tell people this all the time. I trust Lou further than I can throw him because I can't throw him that far.
Not with your knees.
Not with my back either. But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I've trusted you. You're
Yeah.
probably one of the only person, honestly, friend-wise, in this, and this is honest goodness truth. I trust you wholeheartedly. I believe in you wholeheartedly, and you're just that guy. Honestly,
I
they really are.
don't think there would be many people I would trust to take my wife out to the drive-in, but I
Yeah,
mean, just the fact that you had the trust in me
yeah,
to allow me to do that, and of course, I was always the gentleman.
100%.
I mean,
100%.
Mary Ann, I met Mary Ann before you met Mary
I
Ann.
just, before we started, I told Eli, because Eli's my producer.
Mhm.
And I said to him, Lewis, used to take your mom to school every day. And so she knew him before I knew him.
And you may or may not know this. Eli certainly doesn't know this. That when Lisa broke up with me, I
Okay.
tried to find Mary Ann to hook up with her.
Oh, how funny!
Did you not know?
I
Did you
did
know
not
that?
know that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I tried. I'm like, I didn't. I think it was Lisa. Not Lisa. Lisa was my girlfriend. It was Lisa's friend. I called her. I'm like, hey, who was this girl that used to sit in the back of my car while I was taking? And anyway, that of course that never panned
That's
out.
funny.
You know. And then you came to work a night crew,
Yep.
and you took me to meet your wife, and I had no idea it was Mary Ann, the girl in the back of my car.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny because yeah, you're both like, yeah, I know you.
Wait a minute, you were, and of
Yeah.
course I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah.
I'm like, you were the chick I was trying to shoot. You're with Jerry, and
You're like with this dude.
this guy. No, of course you were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks. Yeah. She.
I was. Come on, she used to talk about you because you guys were dating at that time.
Yeah.
You guys were dating, so you know.
Oh yeah. When you were gonna move. Yeah.
I think she told me whoever Lisa's friend was. Yeah, she's dating this guy Jerry. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I got a kick out of that.
Yeah. You know what's even funnier? My brother liked liked her because he brought her to the house.
Like who? What do you mean?
Mary
Like
Ann.
Marianne? Oh,
Yeah.
and then of
Because
course
he brought her to
Mom.
our house.
Yeah,
They were friends, but
yeah, yeah.
And I said to him one day, I'm like, who is that? It's like you, who is that
Who
girl?
is that girl?
And he goes, you're way too old for her. And then I went outside. I sat down next to Mary. We started talking, and the rest is history. We 20 over 27 years, 5 children, and she's my best friend still to this
Is
day.
she gonna watch? Is Marianne gonna watch this, knowing that I had Google eyes for her
I don't know.
in the back of
Hey,
my
Mary.
car? Is she gonna watch? Are you gonna tell her? I mean, I don't care if you do.
I don't know if she watches them or not. I think she
Yeah.
watches a couple of them here and there.
Okay.
She is a subscriber to
Well, tell her she got a
to the
shout. Tell
channel.
her she got a shout out because you guys were well.
Yeah.
You guys were good neighbors.
Yeah.
But she hated my music when I was working
Oh, I
out
know.
and would play the music because it went up the laundry chute.
Yes. Yes. 100%. 100%. But yeah. Oh yeah. But that was minor. You know what?
Yeah.
We had a blast. We had good. Funny story. Remember? You're gonna remember this one. We went to a wedding. I don't. I hardly ever drink.
Oh,
Marianne drank.
I know. I
She
helped
couldn't.
her.
We helped her up the stairs.
Yeah, we helped her up the stairs.
And I put her. You went back downstairs. I
And
put her
she
in bed.
kept saying, "I love you so much, Lou."
We put her into bed. You went back downstairs. I got her ready for bed. Left the door open. Left the door open downstairs. Got to come down and talk to you and Della. So we're talking. We're all talking, and 45 minutes go by, and we hear, "You stepped on my toe." I'm like, "Yeah, like 45 minutes ago."
Do you remember Dave Porter?
Yes.
You do remember Dave?
Yeah.
So,
I remember you guys being friends. I really didn't hang around him per se, but yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you something about Dave. That I'm only going to tell you this because you met Dave. But I'm also going to tell you a story about Dave because you didn't want to work out with me. Dave would come over and work out
Yes.
with me. And you remember Dave was kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the third person. There were three of us that used to work out. And Dave was the biggest cheerleader anybody could have. He was that selfless. And, I remember we were working out, and I don't remember what the challenge was, but we challenged ourselves to do like so many push-ups or whoever could do the most. And so I was dating Della at the time. Yeah, we could have been married. Anyway, I'm doing push-up, and Dave's like, come on, Lou, you could do it. Come on. Do it for Della. Do it for Della. Come on. 5 more, 4 more. So anyway, and then I did mine, and then Dave got down, and Dave doing the. I'm like, come on, Dave. Come on, you big fat cheeseburger eating. And of course, he dropped to the floor laughing. Dave passed away.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Dave, oh, you did know about that? Dave
No.
Porter passed away.
Yeah, no, I'd seen that. It was on your page.
Yeah. He got stomach cancer at the age of 50 and passed away at
So young.
51. And oh man, just a tough time because he and I never stopped chatting. He married my sister, Darlene.
I did
You
not.
may not, yeah,
I didn't know that.
for a year and a half. No, they were married for 6 months.
Wow.
They dated for about a year. We were neighbors, next door neighbors.
Yeah.
They dated for about a year, got married 6 months. I mean, Darlene, yeah. It was a tough marriage, but then they divorced. But he and I never stopped communicating in all that time. And then he got the stomach cancer. And
Wow.
yeah. And then before he passed away, his sister died of ovarian cancer at the age of 30. And then he died at the age of 51. So yeah,
Wow,
you
that's
remember I
sad.
was doing cancer, Relay for Life and all the cancer for, all
Yeah.
that stuff. Because, lung cancer took both my mom and my dad, but before they turned 61.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I know both my parents went early. So
Yeah.
I've outlived both my parents. Pops was 49, mom was 57, so I'm 50. I'll be 59.
Your mom was 57?
Yeah.
And my dad was 59. So when I turned 59, to think that was,
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it. I mean, Louis, so my dad, see, Louis was, well, I can't even, Louis was 4. Louis was 4.
Okay.
And how strange is it going to be that when I turned 59, LJ, my grandson, Louis Jr., he's Louis the fifth, right?
Okay.
He's going to be 5.
Wow. Wow.
And
How many grandkids? I don't even know how many. I didn't know you had the one, right?
Louis Louis is now 3. Louis the fifth. I call him Louis the fifth, but he went to be called LJ.
L5.
But Marin, my granddaughter,
Oh yeah.
was
Okay.
born on Eclipse Day. Do you remember the date?
Oh, how cool. No, I don't remember the date.
April 8th.
I worked that date.
I won't forget that day.
You were you were talking about thank God, for your job and stuff like that. On that day, I made a mention. I said, if you don't believe in God after this, woo! That was that not?
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't that chilling? I mean,
yes,
it was
yes.
like it was so
What are the chances
man.
that they are that similar in size? They aren't even close together.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to me, I'm not gonna go there because I know a lot of people don't want to hear about it. But to think that the moon is not 100% bigger than the sun, or I mean, I just feel like that's a kiss from God.
Yeah.
To be able to see, and we won't have that in Cleveland for another 400 years.
Experience it's incredible.
It was incredible.
But you know what? A lot of people didn't see. It was so funny because I was out in this parking lot, a school parking lot with a bunch of people at work. And I worked it, and I guess they're like, "Do you see the moon moving?" I go, "Yeah." I said, look, you see that bicycle in front of it?" They're like, "What bicycle?" There's a little guy on it. He's pedaling. He's pedaling.
Eli, that's a Jerry joke.
It's a Jerry. I go, he's pedaling the bike. He's pulling the moon with him. They're like, "We don't see him." I go, "Because it's not there." I'm just kidding. That's a dumb dad joke. Come on.
No, that's a dumb Jerry joke, Eli. You need to know that. I've been dealing with this forever.
Yes, you have. It's just me. It's just who I am. That's who I am. But yeah, man. So um, we're I want to open the floor to you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be able to give Papa Moon's audience inspiration, education, whatever, a message from you. The floor is yours to talk to them.
Boy, it's a lot. I mean, I think, I mean, I can only go by what I've done with my life, which I mean, I learned from a podcast, um, what honor your mother and father means. Okay. I did a deep study. I tried to do a deep study into what that meant to honor your mother and father. And I for the longest time, I thought that it just meant that regardless of who your mother and father is, you have to love them. And so when I would hear that scripture, obviously in Genesis, I used to think that it meant that, okay, no matter what your mother and father did, whether they abused you, whether they neglected you, you have to love them. And that's actually not what it means. Okay. Now, if you did a Google search, it's going to keep telling you that that's what it means, but that's really not what it means. What it means is to not resent when, how, and why you were born. Okay. Um, there are people in society who don't like the fact that some people may appear to get some favoritism over other people. Okay.
Hmm.
But I would say to those people, okay, and now listen, I went to Nathan Hale on the east side, I went to Rhodes on the west side, and when you went to Rhodes, you still felt like you were at Nathan Hale. Okay, although it was on the west side, school was tough for me as a white person. Okay, so there was a lot of abuse that was, and again, this isn't about who had it worse. It's not. Here's all I'm going to say is, um, I resented the fact that my mom was 450 pounds, okay, my whole entire life. And I would see people laugh at her, and I would see people, we would get picked on about that, okay? And I resented that.
Sure.
You know, are you shocked that when I met Della, she was 95 pounds and, 5'1", right? Are you shocked? No.
Yeah.
I resented my mom, okay, because of, how I was, who I was raised by, okay? But now, again, I think honor your mother and father is to not resent when, how, and who you were born to, and which is, Louis Wenner the second, and Roberta Wagner, right? So I can't, okay. So I only say that because the people who want to focus and resent other people, think about who you are. Think about when and where you were born. You can't change that. You can't change that. So just take in who you are and to make the most of who you are wherever you are, because you can a blue jay. I see a robin land on a perch, and I see a blue jay, and I go, they can't change the fact that they're a blue jay, right? You get my point there.
Yeah.
And so doing that has just helped me kind of savor a lot more about where I'm at and why I am who I am. Okay, so everyone should say, I love who I am. I saw the documentaries of John Candy. I love me,
Yeah.
right? And playing trains in
100%.
automobiles.
Yeah.
And everyone should be saying that. I love me. Okay. But again, I told you like my resentment, but I think, find a faith, question everything. There's nothing wrong with questioning. Hearing you talk about the solar eclipse is refreshing to me,
Yeah.
because I don't think many people think about that.
Oh, I loved it.
Many people don't think about the fact that when they're in front of each other, they're just one's fractionally bigger. To me, that means something. I don't believe that we came from nothing. I don't believe in evolution. That to me is impossible. You know, making the most of what you have, making the most of where you came from. Don't waste your life resenting who you are.
Too much energy.
Don't waste your life resenting who you're not. Make the most of who you are. Make yourself better. I listen. I'm just going to say it. Americans are lazy. Most Americans are lazy. Most Americans are not civil. Drive on our streets. Drive on our highways. We're not civil as Americans, and that's
Because we're resentful.
yeah, exactly
It goes
right.
back to that being resentful.
Exactly right. It's a big.
It's sad. It's
big,
sad.
Yeah.
It's definitely sad.
Yeah. So I went to college and I liked college. I did do wish I'd got a degree, but again, if I keep pondering on that, I'm not going to be a better who I could be today. You know what I mean? So learning the trades, learning the skills, learning the tools, YouTube videos. I mean, I taught myself how to weld on YouTube
Really?
videos by watching YouTube videos.
You can do anything on YouTube.
You could do anything with YouTube, So, there's something to say about education, but there's a big need for what do you call it, trades, you know. But again, the problem with trades is the fact that so get in it early, learn it early. Whether you go to school, whether you go and get a certificate in electrical, or right now you missed the boat on computers, man. I hate to tell you, Felicia, my son, and my daughter both have degrees in computer engineering. Okay, if you went and got something in computer science, it's the toughest field right now to get a job in. So, all of these things are great, but you got to do it early. Expand. Felicia is going. Felicia, her fiance, has a degree in electrical engineering, but he knows everything about data engineering. He knows everything about so much about software, so much about Python. Because the guy loves to learn. And that's man, did she meet the right guy? I mean, Adam is a great guy and a great guy for her.
Nice.
He's helped her, so have that hunger for knowledge,
For education, yeah.
thirst for education and knowledge.
100%.
And it doesn't have to be a college, but it
They
can
don't.
be.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Really don't. So, you don't have any upcoming projects or anything you want people to know about or anything, or
I don't
no?
want
You are the project.
No, City of Cleveland, I like to think, because I am a project manager.
Yeah.
And I am going to be a project manager, I think, on some of your police districts.
So, all right, everybody. So, we're gonna let you know where you can find us. You can find us on Inside Edge Network. We're on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitter, you name it. We're on all major platforms. Look me up on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel also. Real Talk with Papa Moon. Subscribe. It's free. You can watch all these great episodes I have. And real quick here, I just want to touch on something real fast before we end this. Check on everybody. Mental health is important to me. Something I always try to push. More education on it, more resources. So mental health is serious, and suicide prevention it's big to me. So with that, we say stay real, stay kind, and remember, every voice matters. Have a good day.